Good afternoon, all again. Now, in the previous slides, I have already discussed about the Salesforce technology. Now, in this slide, we will be discussing about the Salesforce platforms. So, firstly, this Salesforce platform includes various Salesforce cloud services. You can use your Salesforce cloud services related to the sales, to the marketing, to the service, to analytics, and as we have seen, you were forming a community group while accessing the Salesforce technology. Now we have different applications that are interrelated to each other, and we are using it for the CRM based technology with the help of Salesforce. It also deals with the commerce based activities, the IoT, the health related issues. Now, before starting with the Salesforce, you just need to type login.salesforce.com to open the Salesforce page. You just type login.salesforce.com. So you will get multiple options like salesforce.com login, Salesforce homes, everything you will get. So you just need to type login.salesforce.com. Now, after giving the URL, you will be directed to the Salesforce page. Now here there is an option of username and password, and then you need to log in. If you're not registered customer, you can also try it for free. You can use this try for free, and there will be a trial version. You will be guided to the Salesforce page. Now, after registering or logging in, you will get this page of salesforce.com. This is the basic setup where you will be working on the Salesforce business applications. See, on the top right corner, it is already selected business application. You have multiple other options, like you can go to the sales, you can go to the developer. So I have selected here business application. In the left side, there are multiple administrator available, like you have users, the apps, the territories, the profile, the controls, domain management, then the communication templates, translation workbench, data management, mobile administration, and the desktop administration. You can select among these what all you want to select. You can also select the Lightning for Gmail, Lightning for Outlook. So here you will get a quick start menu on the left side for the administrator. You can select it whatever you like to develop or you want to create, you want to manage the users, you want to manage the apps. You can select any of these options. You can also move to the Lightning experience for using the Apex language that I'll be telling you in the further slides. So here I have seen that in the tabs I have an option of home, then leads. What there are certain leads that are already existing. You can also create a customized lead. Here the opportunities includes the company name, the companies with which we are working, or the customers. It may be as user, single user. And then the accounts includes the user or the employee that is from a particular organization. Then we have different campaigns. Then cases includes the different types of objects. Then we have the dashboards. Then we have the marketing team. There is a plus sign here. You can add more tabs here according to the workflow of the data that you are using. Now here, this while this page is open, there is an option getting started. You can build an app. You can create your own app here. Now here in the business application, there are multiple options: sales, services, marketing, app launcher, community, site.com, Salesforce chatter, content, student app is also there. That app is already created. That was not pre-existing app. So you can create your own app, business applications from this side, from the right hand side corner of the business application. Then you can also use the app exchange. These are the profiles that I had used: the developer community and the success community. The developer community will include all the technical information. Here you will be using the Apex language, which is somewhat similar to Java. So moving on to the next slide. Here I have selected sales. Now what happens after I select sales? I move on to the next page where I get, after selecting the sales, I have got these type of tabs: home, chatter, campaigns, leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, forecast, again the contracts, then orders, then cases. Because we are dealing with the sales part, so we need to keep a record of all the reports of the products that are available. The marketing team who's managing all the sales, the forecast, the prediction of the sales, the profit and loss are maintained in the forecast. The orders, the cases. Cases are the objects that we create. So here we have already got the existing recent names, that is, these are the values. The left, here on the left side, I see the recent items. These are the items which I already accessed in home for the leads. The Jack, Mary, John, Mike, John, all these things, all these people are the leads. You can also delete one of these, edit it, or change the name. So here you can follow, you are creating this inside a particular lead. See, there is a lead called Vardhan NS. Now you can create similar types of objects, or you can create the different account name, the contacts inside the leads. So here it is showing that there are so many number of leads that are already stored here. You can also hide the feed from here. So moving on to your leads. Firstly, it is showing that if you want to view all the open leads, the leads that are already existing, and then you will go, you can also create the view on the basis of certain features or on the basis of certain range. So here there is an option of edit, create new. So the recent lead that was open was shown as John Mike. He belongs to the company Facebook. The phone number is not provided. So this was the information that is not fully available. So here I am moving on to the next, that recent leads. There is a summary from this interval to this interval. I can see the activities. The summary is available for all the my leads, and then you can run the report. This Salesforce is a predefined technology that is having the predefined users, the predefined tabs. Now here you are getting reports by the leads. Now I have moved on to one of the leads. The lead detail is already there, that I have created a lead owner because this was the username, or you have logged in with this particular name. The lead owner is Vardhan NS. Now, the name of the people, of the customers, of the employees are saved inside this lead detail. I have the name of this lead detail as Mike Johnson. Then company name he is working for is Facebook. Then the title is providing that whether he is a software developer, he is a tester, or whatsoever he is. So it is all the informations are being saved in the lead detail. Then you have the lead source. Then the mobile number, the lead status, whether he is working, he is on the contract basis, he is permanent, he is regular. All these lead status is shown here. You can also use the edit tab, the delete tab, the convert tab. Clone is also available if you want the same data to be reflected in some other lead or inside this same lead. Then you can also create a clone data. Then you can also find the duplicates that are already available for this particular object lead. So the main lead owner is the person who is working on the Salesforce technology, and inside you can create as many number of employees or the leads. Now here I am moving on to accounts. In accounts I can see for which company the Salesforce technology is working on, or a particular lead, that is Vardhan NS is working for these account name. He is handling these accounts, the CTS, the TCS, the Google. The accounts stores the information of all the company details. Then you have your phone number for these particular accounts. These are the company details. Then you can also check in the reports which accounts are active and which accounts activity was greater than 30 days. Means you have not accessed any data from that particular account within 30 days. You can also check the account owners. You can also check the report or the role of that particular owner. The account history report, transaction report, all these reports can be generated here in the accounts. Now we have the contacts. Contacts means the person who is working in an organization, the employee of the organization, or the person with whom the organization is in regular contact or communicating with the other organization with the help of this particular person. So here these are the contacts. Three names are mentioned: Gracia, Joseph, and Oliver. These Gracia works for the CTS company. The phone number is provided. Rest of the information is not given for the contacts. Now, reports. When you see the recent contacts, there is an option on the right side to create a new contact. From this, you can also create new contacts for your organization, for your app. Now, here also in reports, we are getting, because we are talking about the contacts, so we are seeing the HTML email status. The partner accounts. The partner accounts includes the accounts with which a person is forming a community or the employee is forming a community. Then we have a certain mailing list. When we want to select an email and we want to send it to several people, we are selecting the mailing list. Likewise in the Gmail, it is similar to the Gmail mailing list. Then you have your contact history report. Then the contacts that have bounced. Bounced contacts are those which have provided the wrong addresses. We are not able to access any of the addresses. So that goes in the bounced contacts. Now we have the opportunities. The opportunities contains the name of the customers. The customer may be an organization, the customer may be a person who is dealing with a single company. He's the owner of the company. So the opportunity names the company name with whom, or the person who is associated with a particular company. We want to work with that company. So then we have the detail related to that particular opportunity name, then the company with which that opportunity is associated. It may be a customer, it may be one person of a CTS company and he is associated with the CTS account, CTS organization. The close date is providing you that how many times, or how, at what time, or at what date you have accessed the information from this particular company or account name for the opportunity. Then you have the reports, the opportunity pipeline, stuck opportunities, closed opportunities. The closed opportunities are those in which you are not going to perform any changes, and that the updated version of that, here the close date is 2017 for every opportunity name. So it means all the opportunities were closed on 2017, means these were the least updated data. All the data that are available are till 2017. Now here when I open the opportunity detail, we can edit the detail, we can delete it, or we can clone it. Here the opportunity owner is the same person who has registers for the Salesforce technology. Then we have a number of columns which you can fill. You can easily edit the detail, you can close the detail, you can delete the detail, and you can also fill the detail of the product that are associated with that particular opportunity, the price of that opportunity product. Then you have different activities. You can create a new task for that activity. You can create a new event for that activity. Now we have the building blocks of Salesforce applications. These are the 5 building blocks with which the Salesforce applications work. Firstly, we have tabs. Tabs are used to access all the objects. Objects here are referred to the tables, the column that are defining a particular field. So, tabs are basically the objects that are defining the tables in the Salesforce application. They are used to store the records, the fields in a particular object. Now we have profiles. A profile is nothing but all the permission, the user profile, the admin profile, and their permissions and the settings and the collection of the settings, the control a user can be and access and modify in a Salesforce. All these things are mentioned in the profiles. We have third thing, that is objects. Objects are the tables. You can also call it as entities. These are the database tables where you are placing certain information relating to that particular object. So you are acting, the objects are acting as a storage area for the records. You can, when you are talking about the MS Excel sheet, so we give name to certain columns. So that are referred as the objects. So it is very much similar to MS Excel sheet, but the functionalities are different. Now fields. Fields are the values, the individual values, not related to any other entity. The fields are the individual data points of an object. We have a specific data type like text, email, number, date, etc., employee name, customer name. Anything can be stored in the fields. Then the combination of these fields with certain values that are representing these fields are referred as the records. Here, this is the representation of the object, record, and field. The student name, email ID, phone number, country, city, and department. These are referred as the objects. This is my Excel sheet which I have created. So from that Excel sheet, I get the values which are defining the record, and the fields are referred as the objects. Then in objects, in every tuple, or you call it a row, I'm storing certain values, and that combination of the values are referred as the records. The whole student1 at the rate gmail.com, the phone number, the country, USA, city LA, and the department science. All these tabs, all these fields collectively are called as records. Then if I'm talking only about a particular object or a field, object, likewise a particular entry, an individual entry in student 2 or in student 1, or likewise, if I store more information in student 3 and student 4, if I am talking about student 2 at the rate gmail.com, so I'm talking only about a particular entry, only about a single entry, not about the collection of entities or the entries. So the single entry is referred as a field. Moving back to my Salesforce. So this is the Salesforce platform. Again, I'm showing you how I will create new leads. So while creating new leads, all I need to do is click on the new, and then a new field or a new lead will be created by clicking on this new button. This blank page will exist now after you click on the new lead. Here, there are multiple options. In lead information, the lead owner cannot be changed. That will be similar in every case because you are the person or the registered user is creating a new lead. So the owner can never be changed. So the first name option is there, then the last name, the company, the title, the lead source, the campaign, industry for which it is working, the annual revenue, the phone and mobile number for that particular lead, the fax, email, website, the lead statuses, and the rating. How many number of employees are working? So you can choose the field in which you want to store the information for that particular lead. It is not mandatory to fill all the informations. You can fill only those information that is more relevant to you, that information which you want to use in your further objects or the tables in your Salesforce activity. Now we have the second option as address information. You can store the address of this particular lead. Maybe this first name, after this first name, I may get the salutation as Miss, Mrs., Mr., Doctor. So here you can store the values. Now by scrolling down, I get this select fields to display. Now I need to select the fields for that particular lead which I am storing to get the values. Likewise, I have selected first name, last name, email, company, lead status, and phone number. So you can scroll down using top and up and down and bottom, and you can easily move between the values of the leads. You will get only those values which you select. So these are the available fields from which you can extract certain fields you want to use. Then you have your step 4, that is you want which fields to be visible to which people, to which customers. So we have a restricted field, restricted visibility, visible only to me, visible to all users, including the partners and the customer portal users. You can select visible to certain group of users. Mostly we select visible to all users, including partner and the customer portal. Then again, after selecting it, I am getting these number of leads that are already available and the one you have created. So all these values are there in the leads. Then again, moving back to the home page, I have seen there are multiple other options which I can select. Now on this slide, I have moved back to the home page. So from now here, I am going to tell you how do you add your applications. That you want to build an application, you are adding an app. Now, while adding an app, you get the quick links like you can add the quick start, then schema builder, new custom object, you can add user. These are the tools. There are three types of tools you can use that you can use to create an app: the quick start, the schema builder, new custom. And then you can have different types of users. You can have new user, you can have multiple users, you can have your reset users passwords in users details. Now in app, you can manage the app, you can manage the profiles, you can enable chatter feeds. The security is also provided, that the new profiles, you can add the permission set. I have already told you that you can have 3 4 different types of permission set. Now you can add the roles for that particular users. You can now take the data, import the data from the different accounts and contacts. You can import the objects that you have already created, or you have customized the objects as per your needs. Then you can use this value, the mass delete records, to delete multiple records from the table. You have the different communities, the resources, the user groups. You can also ask questions pertaining to any of the topics related to the business administrator or the sales or the technical field or the developer. Then you have the contribute ideas. You can share your ideas, you can improve the ideas, you can post a new idea to improve the product performance. Then here you you have multiple applications available. Here the applications were already existing, the app launcher, the business application, community, all these applications were existing and some of the values were already customized or created. So you can easily customize your existing apps so that app will match your way of working with the customer needs. You can build a new application. You can build a new application by grouping or comparing or connecting multiple standards and customize the tabs. Then here, what all values are already custom values, what all apps are customized, that is shown with the tick. The business application and the student application was developed, it was created, so it is ticked as a custom application. The console application is the application that is already available in the system. So we have multiple applications here. You can quick start using the apps. If you want to check the apps, you can use the quick start. You can create a new app. You can reorder the apps according to certain values. Then you can easily edit those apps, delete those apps which are customized, not the console applications. The console applications are pre-existing in the Salesforce platform. The customized apps are created by the leads or the B user. Then if I want to create a new custom app, so step 1 is you are selecting the type, like custom app, console app, whichever type of app you want to be created. You are just clicking on that radio button and then you are clicking on the next. Then in step 2, you are entering the details or the fields you want in your custom apps. You can create your own app label, whatever you want to create. You can create like my app, my lead, or app name something. Description is not necessary. Either you want to give the restriction or you don't want to give the restriction. Then you can move to the next page by clicking the next option on the top, on the bottom right corner. Either you move to the previous page or you're moving to the next page. Now you're after moving to the next page, you will be directed to the third step. You want to use, if you want to create an image, you want to use an image for the source application, then you can select, this is optional value, you can provide a logo for this app. You can select any image file from the already existing library. You have to set the file size of that particular custom app logo, and it should be always less than the 20 kilobytes. Then moving on to your fourth step, you will move to the next. Then you create, after you move to the step 4, you choose the tabs. You choose the tabs and this tab will include the custom applications. So all the available tabs will be shown on the left side, and then from there you can add or delete to the right side of the selected tabs for which you want to add the leads or the custom application for which you are creating. Here there are certain available tags: price books, accounts, campaigns, cases, contacts. So all these things are already available. You only have to select among those which tabs you want to include in your custom app. It is not necessary you want to include all the tabs. You can include any of the tabs. I have added leads. After home, I have added leads. Then from the available tabs, I have selected contacts and opportunities also. See, if you select this and you click on the add, directed to the selected types, the direction is towards the selected tabs. So you will get new values that are selected from the available tabs to the selected tabs. Now from the selected tabs, I am selecting opportunities only. And then the default tab in which these will be available is the home tab. Then we are moving to the next step, that is your fifth step and the last step.
Then in the fifth step, you are assigning the profiles. Here, the user profiles for which the app custom application will be visible in the force.com app exchange menu. You may specify this custom app as the default custom app of the profile, meaning that new users who have the profile will see this custom app when they log in for the first time. So here on the right side, you are seeing force.com. Then what all values will be there? If a custom app is set as the default for certain profile, then you can not make any of these things as invisible for that profile, because both are visible and default checkboxes will be read only. Here, all these values will be visible. The profile values, the analytical cloud integration user, analytics cloud security user, authenticated website, all these things are selected and it will be visible in your apps. So you are creating on the left pane side, you can see that there is an option of build, customize and create. The app is selected. So you can just select an app, then you can create custom labels, then the log layouts, objects, tabs, all these things can be selected from the left pane. Now the existing app can be customized. So what you are doing, custom apps always work with the user profile tab visibility settings. So as I already told, I have created, see, in the very first step here, while I was providing the details, so app label I have provided as my first application app label. See, it is reflecting here in this my first application. So this is a custom application. Why? Because I have created this application. So similarly, in the similar manner, you can create your new applications with respect to this type of feature. You can change the visibility settings. You can view the user profiles from here, and then you can get the quick links. Now if I go to the contacts in the left pane of the apps or the objects of the apps, what I'm getting here, I'm getting the quick links, the user, the app that was already available, the security, the business application, the I have created the custom app in the business application. So on the top right, it is showing the business application and the custom app. Now, how do I customize the objects? So I have selected the objects here. The objects are selected, and then after its selection, I move on to the next page where I can create my own custom objects. Custom objects are the database tables that is used to store many of the data related to your organization that is helping in the Salesforce technology, or that is using the Salesforce. You can also uh, create, these data tables are using as helpful to allow you to store the data. You can also extend by adding the more objects in your Salesforce platform. You can improve the functionality of the Salesforce, and you can also build new application functionality. The functionality can also be built. So once you have created a custom object, you can create a custom tab, custom list, custom reports, custom dashboards for users. You can create n number of things related to that particular object with the help of this tab, and these tabs will help with the custom object data creation, and they will interact with the custom object data. You can also access the custom object data through the force.com API. So here I can see that there is an option of new custom object. Then the schema builder. Schema builder is used when you need to provide the structure of the table. If I am talking only about a particular object, then I am talking only the first column tabs. I'm not talking about the entries, the records, and the fields. So schema builder will help you to form the schemas. So here it will show the marketing team that you can edit or delete then your deleted objects. Maybe some of the objects you have deleted also. So that will also be visible to you in the custom objects. Now, new custom object. Here, after I click here, I see that the new custom app is created, and then you have to provide the name for that. So for this particular object at the time of creation, all the profiles are disabled by profile by default. You can only enable the object permission in the permission set or the permission settings by directly editing your profiles, the customer profile, the custom profile. So now custom object definition edit, if you have clicked on the edit option. So here the label I'm providing is my leads, then plural label. It's not necessary, you can just um, skip that step or you can create it. Then object name is used when referencing the object by API. So you can also, so while accessing the API, you can create a different object name here. Then here we move on to the next, that is here we are activating the help setting. So you are activating the standard salesforce.com help and training window. So that will be associated with that particular object. Now we are entering the record name, the label and the format. So the record name, because you are creating an object, so you also need to provide the layout. The record name will always be provided in the unique record name label and format. So any list, any related list, any search result will always be there with the record name. So the record name for a particular account, that is account name, and for case, that is 4. So case number is given for that. So the record name field is always called as name when you are referencing it with the API. So here the record name is the my leads name that was already of the object name. And then your data type, whether you want to store the textual information, whether you want to store the numeric information. So all these data type can be selected. Now we have certain optional features also. The optional features allow the reports to be accessed. You can perform different activities, so you can click on the allow activities. You can also maintain the field history that was already deleted. The deleted history can also be maintained here. You can track the field history or the values which were accessed far earlier or 30 days earlier. So you can track by just clicking on this optional feature of track field history or allow in chapter groups. Now we have different object classifications. So whenever you need to enable these settings, so the object will be classified as an enterprise application object. So when these settings are disabled, the object is classified as a light application object. So whenever you want to add a simple feature or very simple, you want to create a simple table, you don't want to add any complex features in it. So you are not taking this allow sharing, allow build API, allow streaming API access. If you want that your table should contain certain complex values, the complex functionalities can be applied on it. So you are ticking all these 3 values. Then again, moving back, I can see that the objects that was created is visible to me. So the singular label and the plural label were same. The object name were also same while accessing the API my underscore leads. So API name is also visible here because you have ticked here the object classification. All the 3 things, 3 columns were ticked: allow sharing, allow bulk API, allow streaming API. So all these three things are tick here also. And the help settings which you activated, it is also mentioned here in this page. Now we can also create the custom tabs. Here I can say there are only tabs: home, leads, opportunities, contacts. Now you want to create new custom tabs. Customize your tabs according to the Salesforce functionality or the needs of the new application that you have already built. So now here on the top right side, you can see my first application, because I want to create the new tabs in my first application that I already created in the my leads. So here the custom object tabs I have, because it is a customized value, that is why the action of edit is also provided. I have used the label marketing team, and then the tab style is chalkboard. Then web tabs can also be used. The new, you can see the new options here. You can create the web tabs also, which will directly navigate you to the new web pages. Then visual force tabs. You can also create new visual force tabs. Then lightning page tabs can also be created for performing any deployment or developing any apps. Now, in new custom object tab, you are already choosing the custom app. So, you need to change or create a new custom object that was already created was my leads. So you have selected that my leads. Then for that you will be selecting the tab style. You will also, the third point is the optional point, whether in home page custom link you want to show as a splash page of your first time your user click on this tab, or you do not want to. Okay, and you can also enter a short description whether you want to add for this particular object, that what this object defines, or you can just leave it as blank. Now in tab style selector, once you have selected the object, the second option is your tab style. So in tab style you have multiple number of colors. You can create your own style also. So you can easily select one of the colors and you can use the styles. So here I have selected the building block style. So the building block style is selected in the tab style. So all the tab style will be in the building block style format. Then moving on, I have not selected any home page custom link, so that I am leaving it as none and moving on to next. Then new custom object tab. After this we are moving to your next step. You want to add the profiles. Why we want to add the profiles? Because it is providing us with the permissions. If I've already added a profile, then some of the features of the functionalities or the permissions are being provided to these profiles. So I am applying only one tab visibility to all the profiles. That is a default value I have selected. So default value, default on, will be selected for all the profiles that are needed to be added in the object that I have already created, the new custom object. My leads were the was the object that I have created. So default on will be applied to all the profiles that is visible to you. And now after, at the time of application development or the custom tab, customizing your object tab, only at that time you can change. Otherwise, if you have selected the default on, you cannot change it further. Now here the custom app which I have created will be visible here. So now you can also see what is the visibility of that particular tab, what all edit pages are there, how can you check the detail. You are just including the tabs, you are selecting the tab, my first application, site.com, all these tabs, custom apps were selected. Now in my leads, I'm checking the my leads. Now you can see the building block, the my leads object is already visible here. This was added. So my leads in a building block. Then again Moving back to the home page. In home page, I am not just found that all the recent leads are not displayed here because currently I'm not accessing a new one. I'm creating a new. I'm not accessing the old leads. So here recent leads are not shown. Then when I'm moving to the recent leads, I want to change the owner, or I want to show only the selected fields for my leads. So I just move back, and when I go to this view all, go edit create new view. So in view I am create new view, I am selecting only one tab or one record of that particular object, so that is serial number. So all the serial numbers will be shown here by ticking the serial number option. So all the records of serial number will be shown here. That is all. Thank you. In next lecture, I'll be proceeding with your record and record generations. Thank you.